that's for later. It is an amazing fact that we can carry on with the day-to-day affairs of our lives without giving a second thought to the immensity of the universe and the incomprehensible forces that explode and contract within it. Like, think about it. The known universe is characterized by neutron stars, supernovas, black holes, and rogue asteroids. And even within our own solar system, there are forces that produce terror and awe, like the fact that there's a cyclone on Jupiter that is wider than our own planet. Carl Sagan once described our planet as a pale blue dot, based on the photo of the same name taken in deep space, which provides a sense of the scale of this world, which consumes all of our attention, but in the grand scheme of things appears to be a helpless piece of dust floating in the vastness of space. As a Catholic Christian, I believe that this immense, awe-inspiring system of systems with forces that can produce existential dread in the most resolute members of our species was created by a mind, the source and ground of all being, who is the Logos, who is God. But it doesn't stop there. The one who spoke all of that into existence also invaded creation through the incarnation of Jesus Christ, a human being who said and did things that had an unmistakably confounding yet simultaneously beautiful quality. He is the focal point at which the transcendent eternal source of everything that exists becomes available to our senses. He is the moment at which heaven collides with that pale blue dot. And just before he was arrested and crucified, he gave us a format and a formula that would provide for the continual manifestation of this collision between heaven and earth. He gave us his body, blood, soul, and divinity in the appearance of bread and wine, consecrated on the altar of every Mass celebrated every day throughout the world. And if you had never been to a Catholic Mass, you might think that with all of that context in mind, if that's true, it must be an incredibly powerful and epic moment. And the Church expects us to believe that it is true, while simultaneously garnishing it with an artistic and cultural expression like this. The King of Glory comes, the nation rejoices. Open the gates before him, lift up your voices. Who is this King of Glory? How shall we call him? He is Emmanuel, the promised of ages. The King of Glory comes, the nation rejoices. Why do we do this? Think about what we are asking people to believe, and then we present it to them like this, and then we ask ourselves why they don't believe and why the faith is in such dramatic decline in places where this is common practice. And of course, this hasn't always been the case. There have been periods in which cultural and artistic expressions found their stride within the context of the Mass, and you can still get glimpses of it today. A good example is our Eastern Orthodox brothers and sisters and the way that they practice their liturgy. You can't watch or participate in something like that without being struck by the significance of the gravity of that moment. Where I live, it seems like with most Catholic Masses, we're doing everything we can to diminish the significance and gravity of the liturgy in that moment. If I'm being totally honest, I would rather have silence than most of the ways that we try to enhance the way that Jesus appears to us in the liturgy. And I want to be delicate in the way that I raise these objections and criticisms, because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm condemning them for the way that they lead music at Mass. But I seriously believe that this state of affairs is creating an impediment to the faith of everyday people. I don't blame musicians and worship leaders, because I think that the problem is a lot bigger than that. I myself have been tapped to lead music at Mass, and if I had to do it tomorrow, I would be playing my guitar, singing the only songs that are recognized and available in the hymnals in our pews. The solution to this problem needs to come from the top down. We need our bishops and our priests to lead us into a better understanding of what is appropriate for our liturgy. And we have to stop supporting publishers who exclusively push this kind of thing. The Church needs to reclaim a sense of patronage for good art and music made by sincere, faithful Catholics who appreciate the subject matter that they are trying to communicate. And I'm not trying to say that we need to go back to the way things were, or that we can only use a certain style or certain instruments. This for me is about good and appropriate art and liturgy versus bad art and liturgy. This experiment we've been on for the last half century is one in which we've been chasing after cultural relevance, only to drive the church into a deeper state of cultural irrelevance. Trying to fit in is not the way to be cool. Doing something that is entirely unique and set apart from everything else is how you capture people's interest. And the church used to understand this, but seems to have forgotten it. Let's do everything we can now to try to reclaim it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that, then please consider subscribing and liking, and come find me on Facebook and Twitter. It's a huge help when you do that. It helps us get these videos in front of more and more people. And a big thank you goes out to You Catholic for presenting these videos. And if you want to support the making of these videos, then please consider supporting my work as a digital media and marketing expert. My company, Holdsworth Design, specializes in branding, web and graphic design, marketing, social media, videography, and all that kind of good stuff. So if you know of a parish, a diocese, a ministry, or a business that needs help in those areas, then please send them our way, and I'm sure we can help them out.